Yo, it's your boy D's Media back again with another one. Today we're gonna talk about Utah judge grants NBA YoungBoy $100,000 bond for his 63 counts of prescription drug charges that he got. Also, he also got charged with a felony possession or possession of a firearm. Let's jump straight into it. NBA YoungBoy, man. Before him and his fans celebrate, he did just get granted a 100K bond from a Utah judge. But before anybody celebrate, we must remember that he's still on pretrial release for his Baton Rouge firearms case. So even though a Utah judge just granted him a 100K bond for what he got going on, the Baton Rouge prosecutor who's in charge of NBA YoungBoy, his gun case in Baton Rouge, she pretty much submitted a form to pretty much say that she wants him to be extradited back to Louisiana and stand in front of a judge. Because one thing we got to realize is NBA YoungBoy has two open cases. His recent case is in Utah. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with Baton Rouge. So a Utah judge granted him a 100K bond just off the charges that he received in Utah. But because he was on a pretrial release for his federal gun case, he still had to go back and see his judge. And we all know his judge 2-3 years ago, she didn't want to release him. So on top of him catching additional charges, 63 counts and another firearm charge, I highly doubt if they let him go. You know what I'm saying? So he's stuck in a bond right now. This is the same thing that happened with Pooh Shiesty. He had committed his second crime and got a bond for it, but they revoked his bail for the first charge. I believe it's the same thing that they're going to do with NBA YoungBoy. I feel like he about to really waste $100,000 for no reason, even though that ain't nothing to him. But I feel like he about to waste $100,000 because at this point, it doesn't really matter what the Utah judge say. That's only to release you out of the Utah custody. You still property of Louisiana, whether if you want to admit it or not. So I would not rush to waste $100,000 until I see what's going to happen in Louisiana. But in order for him to get extradited there, he has to, either get bonded out or they just going to extradite him. So my thing is, if you're going to send me to Louisiana anyway, why would I pay $100,000 to go to Louisiana? You get what I'm saying? So like it don't make sense, to me it just don't make sense. Oh, I'm doing good today. How you feeling today? But yeah, it just don't make sense. Why waste $100,000 when you still about to have to go see a Louisiana judge anyway? You get what I'm saying? They gonna extradite you anyway. You might as well say that $100,000 because even if you pay $100,000 to bond out, the first thing they gonna do is extradite you straight to Louisiana because now you got an arrest warrant in a hold from your first pretrial release. So it doesn't matter about this case. You either about to just make $100,000 donation to the city of Utah. My personal opinion, because I don't feel like that's gonna save you. I feel like you in a position right now to where no matter what you do, you still got to face that Louisiana judge because the Louisiana judge is the one that gave you permission to move to Utah. You get what I'm saying? They didn't want to let NBA YoungBoy leave Louisiana. They didn't want to let him out in the first place. But the fact that they granted him strict house arrest for his until his pretrial release. So by him catching these new 63 charges and a new gun charge, that's not going to sit well with a Louisiana judge because the first thing in her mind, she's going to try to use that as an example to say, you can't stay out of trouble. You can't stay out of trouble and you can't stay away from firearms. That's the first thing she's going to say. So me personally, if I was his legal team, I probably wouldn't waste $100,000 for no reason because I'm going to say again, I don't feel like if he get released from Utah, he still has a hold in Louisiana. And the judge from Louisiana personally wrote a letter stating that the prosecutor wrote a letter to the judge in Louisiana stating that she wants NBA YoungBoy to return to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. She not saying, okay, we're in agreeing with him to get released in Utah. No, the prosecutor wrote a letter to the Baton Rouge, Louisiana judge and said, we want Kentrell Garden back in our custody. That don't sound like no good news. So if you know the Baton Rouge judge wants you back in her custody, I wouldn't waste $100,000 to post bond. My thing is like this, bro. If you're going to transfer me, hey, go ahead and transfer me. Because no matter what I do, I got to still face the Louisiana judge. Because she's in charge of your pretrial release. Just imagine the NBA YoungBoy wasn't on a pretrial release or wasn't on house arrest or anything. He would only have to worry about the Utah situation. He got a bond for that. He'd be scot cleared to go, you know? But because he got his first issues with his pretrial release, it kind of doesn't matter what a Utah judge says at this moment. You know, and I'm gonna give another example. This is the same thing that happened with Pooh Shiesty. Remember, Pooh Shiesty had his first situation going on, you know, and he got a bond for it. He was on pretrial release. Then he got into another incident at the strip club, and the judge gave him a bond, but then he had a hold on the first one. So he wasted like $60,000, $70,000 to post a bond, and then they denied his pretrial release. So he paid $60,000 to pretty much go back to jail. That was a waste of money. Now I get it, NBA YoungBoy, he's worth millions of dollars, so $100,000 ain't nothing to him. He spent that on a watch, a chain, and I know that ain't nothing. But at this given time, why just give away money for no reason? If it's not gonna help you get out of jail, you might as well just sit there and chill out. You might as well use that money towards commissary or whatever you're gonna use it for, because it's not gonna help NBA YoungBoy. So while he's smiling in jail and all the fans decided like YB about to come home, I don't think YB coming home just yet. Because at the end of the day, it's all up to that Baton Rouge judge. And the way the prosecutors is writing letters trying to get him back in their custody, I can only say that they about to try to make an example out of YoungBoy. They about to try to extradite him back to Louisiana so that they can make him sit to his trial, you know, which at the end of the day, I believe that his trial is coming up in January. So it's not that long, you know, he'll be sitting, you know. So, hey, man, I wish YB the best, man, but at the end of the day, you know, you got to take responsibility and accountability for your actions, man. You had it made to the sense that you could do everything but travel and leave out your house. You know, you had everything coming to you as far as access to anything that you wanted. You know, you were still able to put out your music and do interviews and make money. You know, now you in a situation to where, man, you locked up in a jail. I'd rather be locked up in a $5-10 million mansion where I can get everything brought to me. You know, of course you can't go nowhere how you want to, but I'd rather be locked up in the house to be locked up in a jail cell any day. You know, now you thought you was confined to your house. Now you about to be confined to eating when they tell you, waking up when they tell you, not using the bathroom, taking a shower when they tell you. You had all those privileges and you was going crazy. You know, it was reports that you going crazy, you was going insane and all of that. Yeah, I get it, man. Being in the house for 2-3 years, that'll make you go crazy. But just imagine being in a cell for 2-3 years. That'll really make you go crazy. So if you got mental illness and you in a $10 million mansion with everything to you, you could get models flew out to you. Anything you want, you could get it flown to you, man. And you said that you was drained and it's draining your mental and all that. Imagine if you would have been locked up for 3 years, how that would have drained your mental, being locked up in a cell with 10-20 other people, funky feet, funky butt, like just you in a cell with all of that. I'd rather be in my mansion with my fiance, man, making my millions of dollars, man, being confined to my mansion, bro. Because you can't sit there and tell me that you'd rather be confined to a jail cell than to be confined to a mansion. Like, that just don't make sense to me. You know? What's up, mate? But to me, that just don't make sense to me, man. But like I said, I wish YB the best, man. But I don't feel like this gonna help his mental state. Because if you have mental illness, inside of a mansion, imagine what type of issues you about to go through when you locked up in jail. You're going to have those same issues, but worse. Because now you don't have access to a lot of the stuff that you had, you know? But you posting pictures of prescriptions and lean and drink and all this nonsense stuff that got your probation violated and new charges. It's like you didn't take advantage of the situation that you had, man. You thought that that was worse. And I try to tell the kids out there in the youth, at times when you think your life is going bad, trust and believe me, in a split second it could get worse. You know. So when he was complaining and pouting and mad because he can't do no shows and get out the house and travel the world and enjoy his money, you know, now you really messed up. Now you about to be confined to a 6x9 sale. What would you rather? What would y'all rather be? Would y'all rather be on Gravedigger Mountain, you know, or would y'all rather be locked up in a 6x9? Which one? I'll take Gravedigger Mountain for 300, Alex. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'll take that. I'll take that Gravedigger Mountain because at times when you think your life is bad, it can get worse. But I wish NBA YoungBoy the best. Breaking news: Utah judge granted NBA YoungBoy $100,000 bond. But also to the flip side of that, a Baton Rouge prosecutor wrote a letter to a judge, and she recommended that NBA YoungBoy be brought back to their custody and for pretty much a review. You know, and we all know what that review gonna be. You know, that's gonna be them locking them back up, man. So I wish NBA YoungBoy the best. But if I was his legal team, or if I had a word to put in his ear, I would tell him, brother, don't even waste your $100,000, man, because it don't look like no matter what you do, you're gonna still have to step in front of that Baton Rouge, Louisiana judge. So save your money, man, and put it to something else. But it's your boy D's Media signing out. Peace, positivity, network growth. I love y'all, man.